skyscrapers. How the heck are you guys? I'm coming to you guys live today from an awesome place. I'm in southeast Portland. I'm at the Oregon Heritage Railroad Station Center, if you will. And this is an awesome dedication heritage place for locomotives. It explains the history of the locomotive. It gives a rundown of how it's evolved, and there's also some super awesome trains you guys can see behind me. This is the 197, which is one of the oldest trains, actually built in the 30s. So we're definitely going to creep through here and show you guys some more trains. We're going to step inside one of the cool steam locomotives, and we're going to also show you guys some really awesome things, all things trains. So stay tuned and let's check it out. So first and foremost, I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. This is awesome. And if you guys can see, there is a bunch of trains inside here. And when I first walked in the door, I didn't realize that this place doubles as not only a heritage center, but they also work on trains and bring them back to their original working and condition. So pretty cool. If you guys can see, the front of this one is absolutely amazing, with the lights and the big lantern on top. And I believe this is the oldest train in the building. Let's go down here and check out a little bit more info, and you guys can get a better look at how incredibly awesome this is. So if you guys can see right here, this is the original picture. Oh man, I was way off. This was 1905 is when this was built. The ORNN 197 is a 462 Pacific steam locomotive built by Baldwin Locomotive Company. Arrived in Portland just in time for the Lewis and Clark Centennial of 1905. It's capable of hauling trains at 80 miles an hour. Served the railroad for more than 50 years and was donated by Union Pacific to the city of Portland in 1958 and displayed in Oaks Park for 38 years. So there's Union Pacific directly behind there with this guy out front. So this is just incredible. I mean, look at how incredibly big these wheels are. That is so cool. The little one's enjoying it for sure. So then we got the nickel plate road, New York style, the 190. That's so cool. Look at the front of this guy. If you guys can see up front too, the horns on that guy. Awesome. They've even got like this little scale model here, cruising the track. Those are always fun. So let's go down here and check this out. The 190 nickel plate road. Yeah, I was digging the front of this one a lot. That's cool. Look at this old milk can too. Back in the day when farmers sent their milk to the market on trains, they normally used cans. These were called milk runs. That's pretty cool. Old school milk can and an old school baggage cart. And if you guys can see, they've got the old school luggage there. Get all your goodies aboard the train and head out. I love these old pictures, way cool. So let's go over here and get some more info on this guy. And I believe how they've got them is in order. So this one, 1948. cool. And then I was seeing back here, not to mention this giant steam water holding engine. The front on that, spectacular. Yeah, that's super cool. Here is the Biltman 41 as part of Southern Pacific's fleet of daylight locomotives assigned to pull the most beautiful train in the world. The 449 is a GS4 class 484 built by the Lima Locomotive for Lima, Ohio, weighs 433 tons when fully loaded with fuel and water. In the 40s and early 50s, pulling famous daylight passenger trains between Los Angeles, California and Portland, Oregon until she retired by Southern Pacific in 57. And there she stands. That's cool. That's really cool. And this guy right here is actually being rebuilt. And I heard some of the machinists in here talking that usually it took 15 to 20 guys per train just to rebuild one of these. They would work on it, that many guys at a time. So cool. The Spokane Portland 700.
They lay a water can down the rails. They actually had tenders that were kind of like the seaplanes that will come in and scoop up water.
Scoop up the water?
Yeah, well, once the train's rolling, they can find stop them.
No,
So
yeah,
if they could pick up water on the fly, so somewhere in a couple miles of rail, it's amazing how much water you can get in at 65 miles an hour going in and scooping water up in a tender.
Yeah, see? These steam locomotives are a complex piece of machinery. It's labor intensive. All locomotives required 1,000 hours of hunter-till volunteer labor to keep them operating. Number of volunteers per crew, 35 to 50. Over 3,000 hours. Wow.
17,000 gallons of water?
That is amazing. So these are full, these would actually hold the water. These would actually hold the water.
Yeah, they have to take it with them. So they would go to, for us, when we do the holiday train, we go down to the, we start getting low, we go down to the fire hydrant and plug in. We have a fire hydrant down here that we use to fill it. We actually preheat the water almost to boiling before it goes in.
Oh, no kidding.
Just to kind of speed up the process. So, no, steam engines had to carry everything with them. It wasn't like a diesel.
Yeah.
Just burning fuel, making a generator, make electricity for the motor.
It would
they have to They had to have fuel stops and water stops, or in some cases, this locomotive, when they were pulling the not Freedom train, but the Coast Daylight from Los Angeles to San Francisco, they would usually stop in San Francisco or in San Luis Obispo, service the locomotive, switch it out. They usually put a new locomotive on the front.
Wow.
The trip into San Francisco or down Los
And that's
Angeles.
a lot of guys. Like they said on the sign, 35 to 50 guys per train, just the one. Interesting.
Yes.
That is so cool. This is amazing. Thank you so much for having this. And I didn't realize that, like, for instance, this one's actually going to be back to original, like restoring it, if you will, right?
When these were ordered for the railroads in the late 30s or late 40s, steam locomotives had a 40-year life. They didn't get used for 40 years. These have got a lot of wear left in them.
Yeah.
So other than replacing, a tire like the one out front on that one, because it got a physical
General wear, but not metal.
General wear, but it's not fatigue. It's just
that's amazing.
This is just the 15-year recertification because steam engines don't go out every day, do everything they're doing. The railroads, once they warmed them up with a oil-fired locomotive, there's no real reason to cool it down.
Yeah.
They just kept them going.
Yeah.
The next crew took them someplace.
That's so super cool.
Because it takes us 2 days to warm them up.
Yeah.
You don't want to do
This is when things were built to last. I mean, I just recently did a toy museum, and they had a plethora of like old train toys and the old tin,
Right,
you know,
the old
toys,
tin plate,
the old
sure.
tin plates. And so, and there's, I mean, older than me in there. So it's amazing that even the toys, you know what I mean? So it's when things were built to actually
Yep.
to last. So this is
They
just
did not
incredible.
have,
I really appreciate.
designed obsolescence.
Yep.
Cheaper to replace than to repair.
That's correct. So these are incredible, and I thank you so much for your info. Very lucky to have this. And if you guys can see, here's the Spokane, Portland, and Seattle 700 original. Look at the amount of steam coming off of that bad boy too. That is so cool. And here's the specs here on. Yep, absolutely amazing. 440 tons, 260 pounds of pressure per square inch. Let's go check out the inside of this Southern Pacific line that actually carried the water. Climb up this. Oh, this is cool up here too. I'm able to get a good shot of the entire. So if you heard the gentleman, he was saying every 15 years they require the inspection. Oh, and look behind the window there, guys. There's actually a train going by right now. Awesome. So let's peek in here. That's amazing. What's even amazing is how somebody knows exactly which each one of these levers and bells and whistles, if you will, actually do. That's incredible. Absolutely. I don't think I've ever been this close to actually to get inside of a train that close. That is super cool. And they couldn't have picked a better place for this place as well, because it's backed right up to the railroad lines that are still in use. So you can hear the trains go by. You can smell the grease. It's pretty cool. I wish you guys could smell it, if you will, too. Way cool.
This will hold 15,000 people at Christmas time here in Portland.
Oh, really?
Yep, we do Holiday Express. That's how we raised enough money 6 years ago, that donation to build this building. The guy that owns those tracks out there that does the Saturday train rides, he lets us use his tracks for Black Friday, Saturday, and then 3 weekends in December. So we do a 45-minute round trip with the guy in the red suit on the train.
Nice.
Steam heated passenger cars.
How many people can this pull at a time?
We can get to do a 45-minute round trip. We can only get about 200 people on and off a train, because we want to stick to that train.
Yeah, that's still a lot though.
Every year total for the all 8 days, we pull about 15,000 passengers.
That's
so
cool.
We maxed.
Any word on the actual old lines opened up for the Oregon Zoo? The lines that were retired due to the tracks.
Unless somebody's I have no idea.
Yeah.
But usually a lot of, because of steam engines and boiler work, people that help out with steam engines. In one case, we got people that come up and volunteer from Steamland down in Brooks.
That's cool.
You know, one boiler, there's no difference in boilers. It just mounts what it's mounted on.
That's cool.
You know, it's either on a tractor or it's on a train. It really doesn't matter to them. It's a boiler.
Yeah, that's cool.
Out here does Saturday.
We will start mid-March and do $10 train rides with those pencils. We've got a...
You guys heard it first. Pulls a lot of people. That's super cool. So let's go out front, you guys, because there was a couple other things that I wanted to show you guys before we're going to wrap it up. And if you guys haven't, that would be the time to go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't, you can also hit that little bell icon. That way when I creep, you guys will be the first to creep. And if you guys can see, it's a lot of info in here, so you're definitely going to have to come down if you're in Portland and check out the Heritage Train Museum. And I will definitely leave links in the description as well. That way you guys can get online and check it out if you want to get any information, or you see something that you might want some more info on later. I can definitely do that, but I want to come out here and show you guys this awesome old school train that they have parked right out front here. And not to mention this old school bell that I've been dying to ring. I was going to do it on the way in. But it says to go ahead and please ring the bell. So if you guys can see this bell right here behind me, this is an authentic locomotive bell from a Union Pacific Railroad. This bell was purchased as a retirement gift in the 50s for a locomotive engineer who retired from the Oregon Railroad. Here we go. Nice. That's a good one. You don't need coffee after that. There they go. Nice. So this bell was rung by the locomotive engineer by pulling on the rope that went from the cab of the locomotive to the bell located close to the front of the locomotive. Locomotive bells were historically and continue to be used today to warn people near tracks. That's right. So if you're ever near tracks, definitely do the old look left, look right, look left again. But that is amazing. And I'm definitely going to have to give it a ring just for good measure. Oh yeah. That's the one. And if you guys can see, they're taking these guys out here to this one here. So I'm going to follow behind here and see what these guys are saying. The Vista Dome, North Coast Unlimited. I really like the caboose on this guy too. It's cool. Very cool. And if you guys can see, this is actually our MAX line that we use still to this day to commute to work and whatnot. So Portland's definitely a beautiful city, and this is awesome. The caboose.